You know, the experts say that keto is very dangerous.
This morning, the popular keto diet gaining traction all across the nation. But so are online claims that it's potentially dangerous.
And if you actually just type low carb diet or ketogenic diet, you're going to find negative views on keto.
It is high in saturated fat.
Their cholesterols were off the chart. Heart attacks, strokes, heart disease, doubled.
Which is so bizarre because out of all the things a person really needs, it's the ketogenic diet. And there's different versions of keto, but today I'm going to explain really why someone needs the ketogenic diet. And I want to start the discussion by going way back in the past, okay? When food wasn't really available too much. Carbs were not available too much, and sugar was not around at all. And so our bodies started out evolving not on high carbs. So we were living in this very interesting times and environment where this food is everywhere. And back then, being overweight or having some extra fat was an asset.
Got fat.
Now it's kind of a curse. But back then, only the people that had some extra fat on their body would survive the longest. And so that leads me to the topic of metabolic flexibility. You can go from sugar burning to fat burning. You can not eat and then tap into your fat. So in other words, you don't really have a weight problem and you can utilize fuel very efficiently. Most people are not in that boat. They are metabolically inflexible, AKA insulin resistance. And because they're eating too many carbs, they're not able to utilize ketones because ketones are only used when your carbs are lower. There's an interesting new term I want to teach you right now. It's called neuroglycopenia. Neuro meaning nerve, glyco meaning glucose, penia meaning lack of. So you're lacking glucose in the neurons. Your brain cells are starving. That's what causes Alzheimer's and dementia eventually. But initially, you're going to have other symptoms. You'll feel kind of faint, tired, weak, dizzy, irritability, anxiety, mood swings. That is actually coming from your brain cells not able to use fuel. Your body is holding on to fat because it's holding on to energy and you're not able to tap into it. We've gotten very comfortable. We don't really exercise as much as we should. We can drive everywhere. We have access to a lot of the wrong foods. And we are also mentally stressed. And that's a whole other issue with cortisol and the release of glucose. And then you hear someone giving you some doubt about being in ketosis, like it's some bad thing.
Is it for everyone? No.
Before you start keto, or if you're on keto, you really have to talk to your doctor. Think about what you're doing when you're depriving your body of carbohydrates. We don't know the long-term effects of that.
Right.
How the heck would we ever have enough carbohydrates to survive between meals because food was scarce? First of all, we didn't have a lot of carbohydrates available, and we fasted a lot. And so what do you think we ran on? Glucose? No. We had to run on ketones, which was generated by our own fat. Unfortunately, the way that our animals are confined in small spaces and fed grains to fatten them up are going through the same darn thing. And then, of course, we eat those animals. You know, the marbleized fat, what do you think that is? That's like a version of insulin resistance. How do we reverse this problem? You have to resist it. If I let my body have its way, it'll want Doritos. So you just have to tell your body, no, I'll tell you when you're gonna eat, and you're fasting right now. If you're just too passive and let your body have its way, boy, you're gonna be fat, comfortable, sedentary. Number 2, recreate more of the stress that you had back in the past. Exercise, going out in the cold. Instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs. And then number 3, we have to mimic, what our bodies ate in the past. And it's definitely not a lot of carbohydrates.
You want to eat cruciferous vegetables, salads, and organic grass-fed meats.
It's going to take several weeks, right? And it could take a few months. But what's going to happen as you do this is you're going to be able to go longer and longer without eating. And because you're resisting these foods, you're building up your willpower to the point where you're going to get more confidence. So the next time you hear something negative about keto, or someone's trying to put doubt in your mind about keto,
will increase our risk of developing heart disease.
I can give you all those benefits with none of the negative side effects of keto.
Realize that keto is up against a lot of loss of money in the area of carbohydrates, okay? From my viewpoint, it is the most powerful thing you can do for your health. On that note, you should watch the video one where I talk about exactly how to get started. And I'm going to put that video up right here.